Wait a second, you thought I wouldn't rhyme? Don't you understand? My mind is so divine. Style is free, the full moon poetry. It's in Cancer, so how should it be? Safety, security, maybe your home. Maybe you understand I'm spitting off the dome. Never home alone, never roam alone. Want you to understand I used to be the style be chrome. Nice with the Rome. Freestyle, you see. Elevate like the trees, opposing the sun and Pluto and Capricorn, the goat, the sea goat, got it going on, the status, achievement, who you be. Should you leave your job? Are you really happy? See, did you fall for all the lies they told you? You know you should fold the fact that you should see. You need to have self-love for security. Then you can love another and love your brother and love your mother and love another and be evenly yoked and really love God and really love yourself and don't be so odd. January 17th, 6:51 p.m., my friend. Just to ease at it again. Tailored to your coaching, T2UC. Also, Big 3 Astrology. Yeah, it's all me. You know how I be. Love to be silly, but very serious. See? You ready to start the show? It's episode 36. Knowledge is live! What? Oh, man. How y'all doing? Hope people jump in and jump on. I'm on the horn, doing it again. Got my sidekick, The Truth, here. You say what's up?
Hey.
Truth is in the building. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm feeling good and relaxed. I had a nice lunch day with my wife. My boys are doing well in school.
Oh, Watermoon Minx is here.
Watermoon. Hello, my friend. I wish we lived close to each other. I think we could all hang out, you know? You're just cool people. So the full moon in Cancer, it's the first full moon. And water moon, you can, I don't remember what it makes. You can tell me what house it's in for you. That's what I'm going to be asking you guys tonight. But 27 degrees, January 17th, 6:51 p.m. Right? And what's so fascinating, it's opposing the sun, that's what a full moon is, in Capricorn, and Pluto at 26 degrees. So you know Pluto, Uranus, and Mercury will be in retrograde. At this full moon, the ascendant is Cancer. So that means this full moon is in the first house. For America's chart, the collective for Americans, it's in the 7th house. I'm sorry, the 8th house. Sagittarius ascendant, Cancer's in the 8th. We'll get back to that. So with the Cancer full moon being on the ascendant, this tells me, and should tell you, this is a moon dealing with communication, right? How we communicate with friends, families, and loved ones, how we embrace and deal with safety and security, how we assess and reassess and analyze how we make money, right? Aquarius, retrograde, 8th house, right? How we make money, how we deal with intimacy, power, transformation, growth, right? And with it opposing Pluto, what do we still need to surrender, let go of, right? In order to kind of, because, all right, so let's say this, right? You can get caught up in nostalgia. Hey.
Yeah, Watermoon said Cancer Sun in the 2nd house and Cancer Moon in the 3rd. And then she also said, I'm a Cancer North Node in the 2nd house. LOL.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, that's right. That's right. With the hands, the Gemini ascendant. Yeah, I remember now. So, you know, and what's interesting about this time, because it's on the ascendant, and the ascendant's at 17 degrees, which is an 8, infinity, but it's got that money transformation, right? So we could see on the 17th, which is Monday, some different things going on with the stock market, with Bitcoin, with crypto. Um, we also can see some things with interest rates, inflation, for the collective. Guess what, though? Taurus, the North Node, is coming. It's entering into Taurus, where the South Node will be in Scorpio. Okay. So that's going to be in for the Cancer rising for this full moon. Scorpio will be in the fifth house of speculative gains, starting your own business, right? People can be emotionally pulled to leave the comforts of the safety and secure job that they're miserable at and want to use their gifts, their skills, their talents, their empathic or intuitive nature to be like, yo, it's time for me to go for it. It's time for me to start dating. It's time for me to connect romantically with this person. It's time for me to have children, right? The fifth house is creativity, your heart, what you create. It's time for you to write that script. It's time for you to open up an art gallery, start dancing, paint, sell your paintings on Etsy, right? It's the South Node. Now, with the North Node, and we're just talking about this full moon, this Cancer full moon is on the ascendant. So that means the Taurus North Node is in the 11th house. Public speaking, social network, friends. Now, that remember, even when the nodes first change, we're in that Scorpio energy. We need to move towards the next 18 months, the Taurus energy. And welcome, episode 36, Knowledge is Love podcast. I'm your host, Eric Taylor, full moon in Cancer. I'm your private dancer. Oh, man. I gotta tell you, for the younger folks on here, you guys don't have the icons we had in the 80s and 90s, mainly even the 80s. I think about Tina Turner, George Michael, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, even Bono, Lionel Richie, Madonna, Prince. Those were legitimate, mega superstars. They did a new song, new video. The whole world stopped. MTV, BET, everybody was watching the video. Thriller. When Michael dropped the Thriller video, the streets were empty, like when Mike Tyson used to fight. Nobody, or Super Bowl night, nobody was out in the streets. Everybody was like, yo, glued to the tube. A lot less brainwashing then, too, on that television. So,
what do you call it? One Moon Mink said, one of my closest friends is having this revelation as we speak. She's closing on a house, Tom, and is going to use it to fund a passion project and potentially leave her healthcare, leave her career in healthcare.
See? Do you see? That is wow. Yeah, because, and it's funny that it's healthcare, right? Cancer ascendant, and it's a Cancer full moon. So what's been happening, I think, and part of the Pluto return on February 20th, 12 p.m. Eastern in DC on 2/20/2022, right? Was that a palindrome, right? Go back and forth. America's having its Pluto return. So we're purging. There's going to be more secrets and lies revealed for the collective of America. America could have its reckoning. America, and putting Maya Angelou on the quarter is nothing. Give us our reparations, $3 trillion, whatever the amount is, whatever, right? I mean, please, 40 acres and a mule, and you want to put Maya Angelou on a quarter? Get out of here. So, and for descendants of slaves, there should at least be, some money and free education. God forbid some land, but at least that, and all debt cleared. That's a start. That's a start for the sins of this country for 400 years, for Jim Crow, redlining. Still was going on in the 70s, by the way. Probably still going on today. Certain areas, certain neighborhoods. So, but if we were evolved people, there's only one race, the human race. Race itself is a competition, a measure of distance, right? This concept that they created in the 1600s of like, because they had indentured servants and slaves, they had to like delineate between them, right? And I think it was in Virginia or Philadelphia or Pennsylvania where they started, creating this like, giving out food or whatever. They had to create like this is the white race and creating white people. There's no such thing as white people. It's Italian, Greek, Danish, British, Irish. You understand? Your country, where you came from when you came to the Americas. So anyway, there's going to be more of this people breaking through or breaking away from this false sense of security. Because let's be honest, a lot of people stuck in their jobs that they hated, they found that with the lockdowns and stuff like that, they wanted to change. But also some people were just dismissed and whatever, and realized that they were just a piece of meat and not needed, wanted, appreciated, respected. Or some people worked at jobs where it was too easy for them to get sick and get COVID and didn't want to risk dying. People saying, oh, you're giving out handouts, that's why people don't want to come back to work. No, there's a nurse shortage right now, even with Omicron, right? And I'm not going to get into it too much here because people, I don't want YouTube blocking this stuff, but I got doctor friends and friends treating patients in chairs, and you got Omicron with people being admitted in the hospital, vaxxed or unvaxxed, and having to deal with, and it's both, okay? And we're not going to get into that, but that's just the truth. And people, really, there's not enough nurses. They got to send people back to the primary care doctor just with a prescription. But see, we don't talk about, so that's what's going to be coming up in February and even starting to be embraced with the North Node in Taurus, value, self-worth, right? And remember that South Node being in Scorpio, coming from the January 17th all the way to February 20th. And this energy is 6 months, and I'll get to, there's a new comment.
Well, no, Waterman Ming said, I saw a video online today of them putting up concrete barriers around the White House.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on. And remember, Uranus and Saturn still it's not an exact square anymore. It will become an exact square in degree, but not in like the minutes. Again, I think in October, continuing to 3 times from last year. But there still will be that energetic clash, and still Uranus and Taurus and Pluto, America's return, and they know astrology. And so, but there are going to be some serious things revealed. I don't know what. We don't know. We can guess what Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus will stir up and reveal. Even coming up, and we'll talk about it, but even the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces in April. And this is also, you could call it a trine. It's 6 degrees off, right? 21 and 27 in terms of Pisces and Neptune, and the full moon in Cancer. But there could be that self-deception of family, how you view your family. What is your family? A lot of people, their family is their friends, but also how how you are discerning things with the family, how sometimes family can not be what it should or supposed to be. This moon, and it's unfortunate. Remember, we all did sign up for this, so we chose this. But I think that this whole experience has really caused so many divisions. But I think it's because a lot of people did not want to, South Node, Scorpio, surrender and let go of my government, my daddy, my Fox and CNN and Wall Street Journal, my daddy, the stock market, my daddy. My daddy would never hurt me. America, my daddy, right? They couldn't let go of that and understand that we're in this new normal and you've been lied to for so long and then confused, right, with these fake terms thrown out there like conspiracy theories. And yes, there are some crazy conspiracy theories that went too far, like that whole stuff with Trump and that QAnon foolishness. Too much, and it was craziness. So I'm not going to that aspect, but I'm talking about where when the term is created, conspiracy theory, to basically put a wall up, right, to block people from questioning the power structure and systems that be, when lies have been proven throughout the eons of time, but yet we still go back and think that would never be lied to or deceived by the same people that have from the beginning, from the inception as a nation. That's never lived up to liberty, peace, the pursuit of happiness, justice for all. It's never lived up to that. So, so like this is what Pluto for America is going to be dealing with. And it needs to. Come on, let's be real, right? I mean, they still want to talk in school about Christopher Columbus discovered America. No, he didn't. Let's stop playing games. We're adults, we're mature. We have the information and the knowledge to speak the truth. People get uncomfortable about hearing about, I hear people now see CRT. Yeah, say it, critical race theory. It doesn't matter. I mean, the reality is it's not changing anything for Caucasians, Latinos, Native Americans, African Americans, whatever Jewish people. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is or whatever. We need to deal with the truth and not just, it hurts all people when we don't look at the roots of our history. You need to know that the Greek and Romans went to Egypt, African people, to learn agriculture, math, and science. Socrates and Plato. They went to ancient Kemet. Right? We got to stop living in this la fake fantasy world and land. Right? When these movies like showing you Cleopatra and this one and that one, they were not Caucasian. And it's okay. You're not going to be less than for correcting the wrong lies of history and speaking the truth. And talk about the African kings and queens and civilizations and some of the most richest, powerful people in world history. Talk about ancient Atlantis. I think we're at a point now where you can't be so scared and feel so threatened that you can't hear some truth and reality. And that's what has got our country in such a bad place and such a mess. Because at the end of the day, we all want what? Food, clothing, shelter, a vacation, educate our children, and to live a happy and peaceful life. That's really what every person wants. If you could have a home, if you were blessed enough to have a second home, go to a beach and swim for, a couple of weeks and put your feet in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't want that and that peace and that normalcy? The whole capitalism, I got these isms. Capitalism doesn't breed humanism, is what has created all these divisions and the haves and have-nots. And you got the pharmaceutical companies and the lobbyists and this and politicians who stay in just for money and power and greed, right? If we had a true system, voting wouldn't be, election day wouldn't be on a Tuesday. It'd be either on a weekend or multiple days. There wouldn't be people trying to prevent people from voting. Everyone would vote, even prisoners, right? And you would be able to have a 3 to 5 party system where people are running and represented by the people, not multimillionaires, not billionaires, people who really care about the collective. So, because we don't have that, how can you take any of this whole thing serious? And I'm not talking about complete, we need an overhaul. I'm not talking about complete liberation and revolution, but I am in the sense that you have to um, rebel against the lies and liberate your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. You damn skippy. I've been around long enough to see the cycle and the repeat. I mean, it's like Democrat, Republican. It's like wrestling, WWE. It's a joke. It's exhausting. And that's why when you turn it off, you feel so free and so good. And remember, things, if it's not publicly funded, you shouldn't believe it and trust it anyway. You're childish to think otherwise. Yeah, I said it. Because there's like 5 or 7 companies that control everything. And so when you have a film company that owns the television network, that owns the newspaper, and owns the nightly news, it's all a puppet head and it's all spitting out the same regurgitated stuff, telling you this movie, this actor's great, telling you that this happened at this event. I had to explain to my oldest son because he had Googled something, right? Google lies too. Talking about the Million Man March and the March on Washington in DC. I was there. So what the New York Times did is that they put up a grid and measured the space and guesstimated it was like, oh, only 600,000, because they looked at the grid and the people at the time. The event went from like 8 to 6 p.m. or 8 to 5. So you can't do a grid and guess how many people. There was probably like 1.3 to 1.6 black men there and a bunch of women. But you know what I'm saying? Some people came at 8, left at 1. Some people came at 12, left at 4. Some people came at 9, stayed at 5. Some people came at 3 and left at 5. Right? So you couldn't take a grid. I mean, that's false. That's fake news. It's false narrative. It's false math. And so what was that done on purpose by the New York Times to diminish black men by saying, oh, they couldn't get 1 million people or 1 million black men to show up there. You're damn skippy. We had way more than 1 million. And it was a beautiful, peaceful, positive event. So I just want to give you guys a little peek to truth and reality and understand, if you ever experience something live and then you see the news or the newspapers report on it, it's a whole different spin, right? And with the Sagittarius rising for America's chart and Neptune and Pisces right now in your homes, and Neptune and Pisces being film, photography, television, yeah, you're in a fog and you can't discern anything, and deception and lies and imagination and creativity. Now more than ever, with Netflix, Apple TV, this, that, there's more good TV shows on television in your home than ever. Amazon Prime, Hulu. I mean, oh my God, I'm watching what is it? The Shrink Next Door, Paul Rudd and my boy Will Farrell, who I worked on Saturday Night Live with. That series is amazing. I was watching on Apple TV, The Servant. It's a great series. I mean, the quality of television right now, it's better than the films. Except I heard the Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing, and my boy saw that. I got to check that out, and I will when it comes to television. Right? I'm not going up in no Jeremy theater right now, and I have no beef with people that do go. You know, but I've been through some things, so I just got to be extra safe and careful. But you understand? So this Cancer full moon is really um, it's heavy, and you're gonna find on the 17th and 2 days before, 2 days after, and the next 6 months. that there is going to be a lot of communication about and around your ancestry, your roots, your mother, your family, your emotional sensibility, your intuitive sensibility, your safety, your security, your legacy, foundation, right? It's opposing Capricorn. And it's in the seventh house: contracts, negotiations, relationships, marriage. So,
Okay, we have two comments.
yeah,
One
let's.
from Watermoon and Charlotte's here.
Hey,
So far,
Charlotte.
Watermoon's been the only one who comments. So.
That's all right. I love Water Moon.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying
Yeah.
there's like somebody else now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlotte said, "Wow, speak the truth." And then Watermoon Minx said, "Sometimes I feel folks are simply comfortable with being rocked to sleep with information they can fathom."
Gosh, I like exactly how you said that, because that's what it is. And if you say something outside the box, they get agitated. They get all upset. Oh, stop it. You know what you're talking about, Eric. And I love my friends, but some of them are so uptight and so brainwashed and just believe everything they're told. And I'm the crazy conspiracy theorist guy. And I'll be that guy. But see, unlike some of them, I make predictions. I put myself on the line. I create stuff. I'm a fifth house person. I'm on record, whether it's my sports picks from my sports radio shows, whether it's my rhymes, predicting and rhyming about things that I wrote in 98 from my first album that are happening now. You see, it's a lot different to live life on the sidelines compared to being the man in the arena. I'm always willing to get into the arena, be wrong, be booed, be cheered, be, scolded, indifferent. It's okay, because remember, failure fuels your future goals. Failure fuels success. Being uncomfortable elevates and brings on change where God can bless you. I don't want my four sons to just regurgitate what I think, what I feel, and what I believe. My goal is for them to just have a free thinking, analytical, critical, spiritual mind, in essence, that they can view and see things on their own. Now, it would hurt me if they accept the programming, right? But my job is also not to program them myself. I would be no better than the government, right? See, this is what's deep. People don't understand. When you are a parent, you are playing a lesser role of God with your children. So think about how God gets upset with us when we don't honor God, when we don't live out our talents and gifts that God has given us, when we don't pay attention to the map of your life. So you can see that through your Mercury, your Jupiter, your North Node, your Sun sign, your fifth house, your 10th house. See the gifts and talents, your midheaven, that God has given you, and you gotta, right? Third house, your skills, your self-efforts. Sixth house, your work, not your career, but your work. Your like your hands getting dirty. What work do you do? How do you put in your work, your daily routine? That's where the 12th house zodiac wheel and astrology is beautiful. How could people not see the spiritual connection to God? And this is the type of stuff we're going to talk about starting, maybe it might be Sunday, February 3rd. And, I think the first month, I'll keep the price really low, probably do like 90 minutes. We're going to meet on Zoom. Got to come up with the title. It's going to be, like Coffee Talk with Eric, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric. Sorry, I'm also Ashkenazi Jewish, so so a little coffee talk. And I only drink decaf because caffeine is not good for your adrenals. You know, I haven't missed it. Have I had a couple of cup of coffees in the last 10 months since I stopped drinking it? Yeah, but most for the most part, if I drink coffee, it's decaffeinated. And I'm not one of those like psycho, like, oh, you gotta be vegan, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, or whatever. I try things, see how it works on my body. If it works and I believe in it, I will share it, right? I'm a 1-3 generator in human design. So I have to experience it, process it, then I can share and teach it with you and the masses, my friends, family, whoever's willing to listen. Because it's not for me to hide the knowledge. I'm supposed to share the knowledge. And so should every human being, but not everybody's like that. But you should share your knowledge. Doesn't mean people are going to listen to you or receive it. And that's okay. But gosh darn it, share it. All right, what's going on?
Nothing much.
So
Our moon
Charlotte,
makes-
where's your the Cancer full moon for you?
Our moon makes she said facts.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Anybody else on or?
We have 4.
Okay, well the other 2 people you guys can comment too. But I just it's a deep energy. It's reflective. It's water. The moon is at home in Cancer. Remember, it's exalted in Taurus, so it being in Cancer, it's a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive. It's a little bit more, the crab is peeping things, looking sideways. It's a little bit more protective. That hard outer shell, but soft in the middle, soft in the inside. They will attack if you push them up against a wall. I don't remember the exact stats, but with the water signs, Scorpio's the most for like stalkers, Cancer's the most for serial killers, and Pisces is the more for alcoholics and drug addicts. The highest. So, but I really want you guys to focus on the next 18 months with this North Node in Taurus, even deeper than this Cancer full moon. The North Node does really well in Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Does very well in Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, the air signs as well. But it's more grounded. Now, remember the North Node of the moon, Rahu in Vedic, it's the energy that's foreign to us. We have to move towards it.
Our moon said Cancer can kill and get away with it. Haha.
Yeah, no, Cancer. Listen, y'all are dangerous, but so sweet, so loving. I had an aunt. I had a couple of Cancer girlfriends, but more importantly, I had an aunt that was a Cancer, and she was my heart. She was amazing. I think sometimes Cancer women have a lot of deep sorrows inside that they don't always share because they can't always find the right person to share it with. Cancer moons and Cancer sun signs, they feel everything. All this unspoken energy and water around us, they feel it. Remember, be careful what you're ingesting because even music is energy and vibrations, and it affects what are we? 75% water. So you know about sound therapy, right? So the music affects the water in your bodies. Think about that. And then also the food we eat, right? For our gut and gut health, like you want to have foods that hydrate you. We all get overly dry and dehydrated. And I'm all about the water, please, right? I tell these kids, what does Daddy always say?
Make sure you drink your water. Or sometimes you're like, it's like, tell us.
Yeah.
Like, go get a cup of water.
I just randomly, because what happens is they won't think to drink until they're thirsty. When you're thirsty, it's too late. You got to just go get a glass of water, go get a cup of water. Like it's muy, muy importante. if you could literally walk around all day and see the water level inside your body, so 75% would be, somewhere at the chest cavity, probably at least above the belly button, right? Probably at the solar plexus. You would be like, whoa, my water level's down to my waist. I gotta like replenish. I got no water in my arms. Like you would start to see like your body, like right, the health, like an MRI. Now that's some Uranus and Gemini stuff, where in the future in your house, your mirror can show you your water levels inside. Sound, water engineering. Go create and invent that and be the next trillionaire, billionaire. See, that's how my mind thinks. I couldn't make it work. I couldn't invent it, but I'm the idea guy. Inside of here, I have a whole television network. Movies, TV shows, reality shows, comedy, sitcoms, dramas, miniseries. It's about connecting with the right people. But I'm telling you, the the Taylor to You Coaching Network would be the illest network ever. The stories and show my Uranus and Libra in the 12th house. Woo, this mind is crazy, look crazy. But you know what it is? Like for me, like for example, I've always been, now I'm an MC, but I love film and I'm a professional actor. But when I hear music, I see music videos. And so often when I would hear songs and, mainly hip hop, but anything, I see the story and I would always get disappointed when I would see like some rapper's video compared to the rhyme. And I'm like, oh my God, that's him or the label. I'm like, that's trash. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not hating. It's just that I see like visually, I'm just like, I like stuff to be like colossal, bigger than life. And I don't mean bigger like, oh, you've got like a great pool and like 20 half naked girls around you. I mean bigger than life, that like you really get into the rhyme and the story and the theme and create the visuals and have stuff be like next level. You know what to me was a black opera? If you guys know about Wu-Tang, but it wasn't Wu-Tang, it was the GZA, the genius, his first album, Liquid Swords. RZA blacked out producing that album. RZA is one of the illest hip hop producers ever. And that soundtrack to that album, that production, epic. I would have loved to have done the videos for all of that. All right. Enough about my wishes and dreams, my 11th house stuff. But I have 11th house stellium, so I can't help it. I'm sorry, y'all. And you know what? Jupiter and Pisces until May 11th. I'll be creating stuff. The question is, can I sell it or get it produced? I mean, I already have scripts, but I have new scripts that I have to write. And
Okay, so Lana Taylor said, hello, I'm here and I have a question. I feel like I keep running into blocks to starting my business. What's the deal?
Well, I think that you have to use this full moon energy in Cancer and the ascendants of Cancer, right? And she's a Taurus rising, so that's in the 11th house, just in terms of this full moon energy. And know that the North Node is coming into Taurus, which will be hitting your ascendant. But I think there's this feeling of safety and security. And it's about surrendering, letting go and let God, and complete trust, right? You already have the talent. You already have the knowledge. You already have the ability. It's just about stepping into the arena, right? Like you might not have been on earlier, but that's what I was talking about in terms of like, I put myself on the line, even if it's something silly as sports picks or my rhymes or these podcasts. I put myself on the line. I'm in the arena to be criticized, to be judged, to create business, to create money, but to be hated on. I mean, all types of things. But you have to throw yourself out there. And it's like literally propelling yourself, your mind, your heart, your soul, your baby, right? Creativity, the things you create, fifth house, right? So for you, that fifth house is Virgo. And so you're creating health and a service, hygiene with body and skincare, right? So this time period is perfect because the 11th house, Pisces, is about, with Jupiter there until May 11th, it's about, and it's hitting your sun and then, going to hit Neptune. It's about, and what's the 11th house? Social network, groups, organizations, but it's really about the internet. It's about connecting with nonprofits. It's about being online. And so this is a great time to show up and step into the arena, the public sphere, and be like, here I is. Let me handle my biz. You know what I mean? And so use this energy of the Cancer full moon and recharge your crystals. But with this Cancer full moon on the 17th, next Monday, really take time to meditate and just kind of like purge the feelings of self-doubt and jump in and be like, I'm doing this and I'm great and it's going to be great. And I need to be of service to the world because people need healthy, organic, and vegan products. They don't need more poison and chemicals. They need the love that you put into everything you create. People need it. And people are waiting for you. They're waiting for Sabali. They're waiting for you to show up and shine your light. Sounds pretty good, right? Capiche?
Okay. Next is Charlotte. I'm not sure where it is. I'm a Sagittarius sun and Scorpio rising.
Scorpio rising?
Mhm.
Well, that Sag sun is in the second house, right? So Capricorn's third. So that means your full moon is in the ninth house. So this is about your emotional connection to your beliefs, to your higher knowledge, your wisdom. Oops. Gotta X
I'm
that
not sure
out.
if people can hear that.
I think they can.
Oh.
Here, just X that out for me. Let me
Okay.
close the mail. But you know what I mean? Like that's when you have the moon in the ninth house. It's also where you can see a second marriage, your grandparents. But this is a house that unlocks your fortune. It's the house of fortune, father's teachings, luck, optimism, foreign land, foreign travel. So the moon is there in transit. So there might be an emotional pull to go on a trip, if it's safe and you can. But it's also about connecting emotionally to your beliefs, your philosophies, to higher learning, to studying with, teacher, guru, shaman, going back to school, get your master's, PhD, whatever it is. But it also could be a time for the next 6 months for you to write a book. Share Charlotte's story, Charlotte's journey, Charlotte's wonderful web. Sorry, I had to go there. But you know what I mean? Like being serious, because the ninth house is publishing. And Charlotte, I don't know you. I'm waiting for you to reach out and get your chart done with me. But I know you got a story to tell. And you don't necessarily have to get it published and share it with the public. But maybe it's something that you need to write for you that's cathartic, right? Because if you were my client, there's a lot of tips and things that I would tell you and give you to help you because when planets are in transit, they light up our houses. Now you have to tell me where your moon is in your birth chart. Your moon's probably not in Cancer, but tell me where your moon is and what house. But in transit, it's going to hit your ninth house. So that's the story that it's talking about. And you need to move boldly to, maybe you were raised Catholic, maybe you were raised Christian, and now you're like, I'm more just into spirituality, and I'm starting to really get into astrology and tarot and the metaphysics and numerology. And guess what? That's okay. It's okay. And this is what I want to tell everybody, right? You can still love Jesus. You can still love Buddha. You can still love Muhammad, Allah, whatever your belief system is. It's not separating you from your beliefs or your old religion that you were instilled and programmed with as a child, connecting through astrology. I'm proud to say I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I can tell you, almost dying, that the name God and the name Jesus helped me so that I could be here for my family and be here for you today. And that's no lie. I wouldn't even play about that. Okay? Trust me when I tell you, I've been through some stuff. And when you're kind of gone in a coma for like 40 days, I used to say 37, but I realized like those last 3 or 4 days, 40, 41 days, I was not really up yet. I was still, on the ventilator, and I was pretty much out of it and asleep the whole time. I wasn't really conscious yet, and still going through the spiritual warfare. Still feel like people were trying to kill me. But they didn't. So yeah, right. So let me know what where your moon is in your natal chart, but yeah, it's transiting your 9th house. So
Okay, War Moon Mink said very true. Being S double Cancer is really tough, but also extremely beautiful.
oh, I bet it is. I mean, it's what makes you connect to a crowd, what makes you know what music to play, how music affects people. Remember, cancers are very funny too, right? There's a part of you, Water Moon, that like there's like a little stand-up comic in you somewhere because you're funny. I know you're funny. I can just feel it. And all my cancer friends, they crack me up. But what happens so much, you guys know stuff that's unspoken, and you might not always know how you know it, but it's your intuition. Cancer moons, Cancer suns, you just have this inner knowing, and it's magical. It's mothering, but it's not like you don't have to be a mother to have it. It is you. You know what I'm saying? It's just who you are and how you get down, and really it's a gift. Make sure you use it. That's how we reflect back to God, right? Use our gifts. That's how you are with your kid, right? So this one can act and draw. He's a good athlete too. He's intelligent. But I'm like, don't waste your gifts. I wish I could draw. With my visual mind, I know what I want something to look like, but I can't make it look like that. Not with these hands. I can't, the best thing I could do is give you the best deep tissue massage you ever had. All right. But I cannot draw a lick. His Taurus is in Mercury. I mean, his Mercury's in Taurus. At 12 years old, you would think this kid has been an artist for 30, 40 years. And so that's a gift. And I think it's hard for us, right, to understand why other people can't do what you can do, right? Charlotte, Waterman's, like, you guys have gifts, but don't discredit other people because they can't do what you can do. And then also don't give yourself grace and mercy, but also realize how dope you are, because you have certain gifts and other people look at you and can't even create what you can create. Like my wife, the way she is with designing things and logos and just like, it's a gift. I tell her, like, not everybody can just do that. But with Pisces and Mercury, the way she sees pictures and concepts and logos and branding, it's in a whole nother realm, literally. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. It's dope. But understand, we don't all have the same gifts, but that's what's so great about God and you can call it God's source, whatever. But we all have our own individual gifts. Some people's gifts overlap, the same gift, right? Jay-Z's got the same gift as Nas, but it manifests in different ways, right? J. Cole and Drake, KRS and Rakim, right? Michael Jackson and Prince. So you see similar icons and similar skills and talent, but you feel differently about Tupac than Biggie. You feel differently about Rakim than KRS-One. You feel differently about Drake than J. Cole, because they might have the same talents, but the way that they use the gift, it hits you, the people, the person, in a totally different way. So that's what's so amazing, right? We can have similar gifts, but we manifest it and use it and share it differently. You know what I mean? There's certain people um like to me, I used to be in love with Sade. Sade, her lyrics, her singing, her voice, it was just in a whole nother place for me, you know? And Whitney Houston had a better voice, but I can't think of, except for her first album, I can't think of any Whitney albums that I would choose over Sade's couple of, you know what I mean? Sade only did like, 2, 3 albums. She went through a lot of personal stuff, but do you know what I mean? And that's an example, but still both great singers, and it's different styles. You know what I mean? But when the two best people to ever sing the national anthem at sporting events are Marvin Gaye at the NBA All-Star game with the Lakers. If you've never seen it, Google, YouTube it. He set the bar. And then Whitney at the Super Bowl singing the national anthem. She bodied it. Nobody else has bodied it like Whitney Houston. And that was after the first Gulf War, the Giants, Bills.
So we gotta kind of catch up on.
All right, let's catch up.
Oh, and by the way, Wisdom Drops is here too.
Hey, Wisdom Drops. Okay. Listen, Wisdom Drops. Make sure you watch from the beginning. I've been dropping some wisdom.
Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, so.
And we need to do another podcast, Wisdom Drops. But you need to invite me on your podcast. Since now you over 1K, big Wilhelmina. Go ahead.
Okay, so Water Moon Mink said, me too, I have fifth house Libra, stellium, and visual to music since I was a child.
Yeah. No,
and then
you have a good chart, I remember.
Alana Taylor said, yes, I have to remind myself daily to stop listening to negative self-talk.
Well, yeah, and recognize your talents and your gifts. It's and not to get caught into routines and rituals. I think sometimes as human beings and as a collective in humanity, we can unprogram, but then replace it with new or our own programs. And so, and I mean that in the sense that we can get into routines and ruts where sometimes improv and spontaneity is the fire to creativity in life, right? So, and that's for all of us. It's for me too, you know what I mean? And that's why, for me, I try my best, and that's what's so amazing. I learned so much from my wife with her being a Pisces sun and my North Node in Pisces. I joke with her that I have to become more like her, but it's true, right? When you're a Virgo, you're very practical, logical, analytical, self-critical. I have to work on it too, right? I'm quick to verbally destroy myself because I have higher expectations for myself than anyone could ever put on me. And so, but there has to be a level of letting go, surrendering, and just trust whatever it is you create and you're creating, that it's good enough, that I'm good enough, that Alana and Charlotte and Watermoon, that you guys are all good enough. Wisdom Drops is good enough. You know what I mean? And that's part of this North Node, South Node, Taurus, Scorpio axis that's happening with this full moon. It's part of the full moon on the ascendant, right? Because remember, the ascendant is physical appearance, outer mask, but it's also like I am, right? So this Cancer full moon, when you have the moon on the ascendant, you're friendlier. People want to come talk to you. They want to share. They want to communicate. People will be like, come up to you, and you just feel like family. You seem like family. You know what I mean? And there's this energy of warmth, nurturing, caring, male or female. You'll see people with the moon on the ascendant. They could have rounder eyes, a rounder face, and just this expression of or this energy of, I can go talk to them. They'll listen to me. You know what I mean? They feel like family. So think about that with this full moon being on the Cancer ascendant. That's a deep energy with what's going on right now, with it opposing the sun in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn. Dealing with this transformation, dealing with this purging, this trauma and crises, this death and rebirth that America and that we all need to go through. There's not one person in this world that doesn't need to still change, grow, unlearn, unprogram, and learn how to surrender, let go, and let God and trust. Trust not just God, right? My new slogan, my new hashtag is faith over fear. But not just trusting God, trust that God has made you enough, and trust like the God energy in you, right? What God has put in us, we have put in our children, and God has put into them. It's like it begets, right? There is no separation. It's all connected, that energy and that love. And it all comes back to that warm Cancer heart, and that caring, that nurturing, that love, right? Don't nobody love you more than grandma. And that's the fourth house. That's the roots. That's the ancestry, right? As I say it, you can remember grandma's cooking or apple pie or something. And if you didn't have a grandma, but someone caring and nurturing in your family, it could have been a grandfather. It could just be mom. You know what I mean? But we all experience that, right? We all have shared experiences in that sense. Just like I referred to back when, Michael Jackson dropped Thriller, or Prince dropped a video, or Madonna, right? We had shared experiences then. As human beings and as a collective in society, right now we have less shared experiences, right? Everyone's watching 300,000 channels. The few shared experiences are through sometimes Twitter, right? Which is a terrible place to have a shared experience, but it's through bigger events, the Oscars, Golden Globes, the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? A lot of it is through sports. I don't know, the last episode of a series. You know what I mean? They're less, because there's not like one video channel that everybody goes to when an artist drops a new video. And then now with streaming, when Beyonce did her whole video thing, well, it's on Disney, but you can watch it if you have Disney, and some people don't, but you could watch it whenever you choose to. It was different when at 8 p.m. on MTV on this date, Michael premiered Thriller. Everybody and their mama was there. When Mike Tyson was fighting at this time, HBO or pay-per-view at this time, you know what I mean? I had a tiny studio apartment in New York City. Everybody came to my crib. And I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed to say at that time I had some bootleg cable. So I had the pay-per-view for free. And I had 30, 40 people up in the crib in one tiny little room and a kitchenette and one bathroom, you know? And I was more than inviting and more than happy to have them all in there and standing room only. And everybody had a ball.
One moon Ming said, "Oh, I had LMA. Oh, I had a bootleg box too."
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and see, and nowadays, being more elevated and more righteous, and not that I'm hating on old Eric, but I wouldn't steal cable now. I just wouldn't do it. I don't want that karma, that energy. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, these companies make a gazillion of dollars, so it ain't really stealing when you freaking pay and pay and pay and pay. At some point they owe us reparations for that too. I mean, it's absurd. But overall, you guys, did
So that
Charlotte
last,
ever share where her moon's at? Her natal moon? Charlotte, if you're still here,
so.
tell me where your natal moon is. I'd like to just, give you some
Nope.
insight on that. But
Oh, we need to catch up because
there's more. Okay.
wisdom drops has been.
Oh, wisdom's been hitting it. What's my girl saying?
Dropping a bunch of just complicated. Well, let me just get into what I'm doing first. Okay, 100%. My intuition is more important than my technical skill as a DJ.
Yes, because you know music and you feel it, and you feel the crowd, and you feel it. Yeah. I need to send you some incomplete music so you could spin some of my stuff. I got some stuff for the clubs. A couple of joints. Most of it is more on the knowledge side, but I got a couple of joints that they can bounce. They can bounce a little song for you want to mix. I'll send it to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Wisdom drop said, I'm wait no, oops, this is hey, so glad you're back in the physical, and yes, we are and yes, we all need to consume as much love as possible. And then she also said, "I'm not one of those crazy people who tells people they gotta be vegan, but it feels crazy to literally eat energy of blood and sexual assault of another with a heartbeat. To many of us, organic plant and animal love."
Yeah. Well, and it's so, you're right. I mean, it's I think I had a hamburger the other day for the first time in almost 3 years. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I didn't feel guilty. I'm not, I haven't sworn myself to anything. I just go with the flow of the energy in my body. Like I was telling my wife today that I don't know when, but sometime soon, I just want a very lean steak. And if I had another hamburger, I would probably do bison. Um, but like a very lean, really good quality steak. Just one time. I might even try to do once or twice a year. I don't know, but I think I know that I've had a big change in my life when I was being gluten free and eating more fruits and vegetables. And the thing that I need to have less of is I've done good with bread, but I got to have less of pasta and grains. I like that stuff. I guess secretly I'm a black Italian, but you know what I mean. But I am, but also, rebuilding. I've got to just, I've been putting back on some weight and stuff, but I want to do it in the healthy way. Now, remember, muscle weighs more than fat. So, but, I lost 36 pounds and most of it was muscle. So I'm building back better. and, and so, but it is about really the positive energy from your heart. I today I wanted to overtip the waitress when I took my wife out to lunch, and I just reminded my wife. I was like, "We're tailors. We're classy." I said, "My father was a tremendous tipper. Now he was a lot richer than I am, but you have to energetically, and that's part of this energy." And I'm gonna wrap it up. But you have to energetically not have a poverty mindset. When you spend money, you leave energy and room for more money to be made and to come back in. When you share food or money or clothing with others, helping someone or just being kind or generous, you energetically allow for that to come back to you. So you have to look at it that way. It's that healthy exchange, import, export, 12th house. It's sixth house, service. It's 10th house, your legacy, right? I want to be known as a generous tipper. And not that they're going to remember me and know me like that, but if I put a little smile on that, waitress's, face today because she got higher than the, suggested or regular amount, then, God bless her. And it wasn't going to stretch me or kill me to do it. And trust me, with 4 kids, but 3 in my roof, I need money. So you all are going to sign up for my monthly Astrology Coffee Talk Zoom meeting, which I will share that with you soon. I'm going to let my wife create the graphic. But that'll start probably the first, second week of February. Got to pick a day. Then I'm also going to, I got my live chart readings, right? 60 minutes over Zoom for an hour, working on getting this computer fixed. So I'll be back doing my, my mini movies for you guys, the custom video summary, which is the heavy shebanger with the full 12 house written report and videos. I mean, it's a lot of work. That's $250, but it's worth it. Most people don't do that. Wisdom will tell you it's a lot of work. Astrologers put in a lot of work. And by the way, Wisdom Drops, follow her channel. She's a brilliant astrologer. I love her work, and she's just a great human being. So, but
okay, real quick, I need to speed through these.
Okay, hey, before he speaks through these though, tailored to you coaching at gmail.com is how you book your services. And you can also email me questions. I don't bite. I'm very friendly, but I'm very professional. I'm about my business. But I'm really about helping you guys transform and be and exist and live from your heart and your highest vibration. All right. So go ahead.
Okay.
Back to the truth.
So Wisdom Drop said, "We love you for getting getting Darina Erickson here. Haha, with respect. I've been here. You didn't even know. Wisdom Drop, Scorpio, Stellium.
Who said she'd been here and I didn't even know?
Wisdom.
Oh, okay, yeah. No. I mean, I know you've been here. Oh, you mean you was here earlier before you commented? Okay.
Yeah. And then Scorpio Stellium agreed. LOL. Hey, Alana. And then Red Velvet.
Who's Red Velvet?
I believe someone new.
Oh, what's up, Red Velvet?
Said True Point. And then Warmu Ming said LMAO. I had a bootleg box too.
Yeah, we already read that
Red
one.
Velvet said haha. Red Velvet also said our cable man was even named Buck.
So Red Velvet, where's your moon? Or what's your rising sign? You could, if you want to share some information, I give you a little quick insight. But thank you for coming on live. I appreciate all of you. All my subscribers are amazing, and I hope you guys will sign up for Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, which will be coming up once a month soon. And that's going to be fun. We're going to have different topics. I'm going to answer astrology questions, show you some sample charts. And this is in prelude to me getting my official introduction to basic astrology course built. Because I want to do it right. I want it to be Big Willie style for you guys. But this will be something in prelude to that. But also I think it's important for people, like-minded people, to be able to meet and exchange and talk and learn about astrology, but just shoot the breeze and have fun about it, because we need groups, we need tribes, we need community, and we need each other. And it's important, you know what I mean? And I love the exchange and sharing with you guys. But I like to shut up and listen. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's only because I have to talk, right? Because you guys can't talk back right now. But if we're on a Zoom meeting, I'll shut up and listen. I'm a good listener. Professional actors, you have to listen. Did you know lawyers take acting classes? Because you need to listen as a lawyer in the courtroom too, and know how to speak and pronunciate and enunciate your words powerfully and clearly. Anybody else?
Okay, so yeah, Modern Ming said, I'm a disco funk girl.
Come on now.
And
disco. Nah, I like boom, boom, the funk and disco. What?
And then Red Velvet said, I imagine aliens looking at us, choosing to eat us according to our zodiac sign.
That's what you imagine? well, I like your Red Velvet. Now you got to really tell me what your rising, your big three, your sun, moon, and rising. You're funny, but yeah, nah, I think that if I had to guess, aliens would start with water and air signs, just because.
Well, I mean, he responded to Wisdom Drop saying probably Pisces.
Oh, probably Pisces.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Water and air, because the air, they would be like the intelligent communication, and the water, because they'd be like, this is nourishing. You know, they'd be like, this is more like a plant-based being. You know, those water signs.
And then I'm not sure if it's he or she. My dad too. Is what they said. And then Red Velvet also said Pisces. Just and then Wisdom Drops said, "You rock, William. Thank you." Wisdom Drops said, "And thanks, Taylor. Peace, bro."
Peace.
And then Wisdom Drops said after that, Red Velvet, who you think they want to eat first?
Oh, yeah.
Which zodiac? And then probably Pisces. Wisdom Drops then said, "I think they eat our energy waves, so we gotta generate high vibes for the being musicians to eat LOL." And then Water Moon Mink said, "I'm getting a new computer next month. Hopefully Zoom can work via my phone so I can join."
Oh yeah. I need you to be there, Water Moon. I do. You're awesome. And the price is going to be low, so you guys can afford it. And we're going to rock for like 90 minutes, so it'll be more than worth it. It'll be just once a month. It'll be like you filling up and getting some gas in your car. But this is better than the gas for your car. This is the fuel for your spirit and your soul. You understand? That's what we're doing in these meetings. And if you don't bring your coffee, you can bring your tea, your herbal tea with your ginger, your garlic and roots. All right, so I'm out. This kid's got to eat dinner.
Well, there's like two more.
Okay.
Rizzo said LOL, and then Wisdom Drop said LOL. Probably if they're evil enough to eat us, they probably want to start with the Juicitist sign. Haha. And then Red Velvet said Aqua Sun, or Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising, Aries, Venus, North Node, Virgo.
Wow. Okay. Make sure you watch my North Node Virgo video. But and that's a hard access, the Virgo Pisces for the nodes. But North Node Virgo is a good energy. North Node likes to be in the 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 10th, and 11th house, and it likes to be in Taurus, Virgo, and Cap. Okay. But wow, Aqua, Sun, and Moon. Ooh, your 3rd house is on fire. So yeah, you must be a whiz, Red Velvet. On is it a man or a woman? Can you tell?
I'm not sure.
Let us know.
I think it's a man, but
yeah. But your brain's on fire. I know. And the Leo in the 9th house. Wow. Just make sure, Red Velvet, you don't have a little bit of a God complex going on there. That Leo 9th house and the Sun and Moon in Aquarius. I mean, I already know you're a genius, but be kind to others, that are not mentally as adept as you are. Anyway, so yeah.
And then, like you said, just one last thing. Thanks for asking. I'm grateful for your genuine interest.
Oh yeah, come on. The fact that you're here, I appreciate it. Trust me. If you ever met me in real life, I'm just like this. I'm mad real, and mad down to earth, and I can't help it because I do have a stellium in my 11th house, Virgo. So I'm rocks with that Aquarius energy, and I got some good Aquarius cousins and friends, and I also dated a lot of Aquarius women, but that's neither here nor there. It's a long time ago. I'm coming up on 14 years of marriage, happily married to my amazing Pisces. So anyway, that's it. Episode 36, Cancer full moon. This has been great. Guys, charge your crystals. Don't be afraid to trust God, yourself, loved ones that bring back positive energy to you. Don't go giving out trust and blind faith in people that don't elevate you and that mistreat you and lead you wrong. Don't do that. But surrender, let go, let God. There's a transformative energy. Allow yourself to get and be uncomfortable. That's where the growth comes from. And the communication here, some of it can be the nostalgia of the fourth house and the moon. Maybe write letters to your younger self. Maybe write a little story about growing up as a kid and your mom. Maybe write a letter to your mother. Keep a dream book, but escribe. Right. Okay. That's Monday the 17th. And I'll be back soon with some Venus 7th, 8th house videos and some more Black Moon Lilith. I'm going to knock these series out. But I got to go have a little date and conversation with Apple. Make sure I get this computer fixed. All right. Taylor to you, coach at gmail.com. Book and order your services. And God bless you. Be safe. And elevate.
Just quick thing. Red Velvet said my North Node is 10th house.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. But you got to move there slowly. You understand? Move there.
61-year-old female.
Oh, so you've already been there. Did you have a good relationship with Dad? Was Dad around? You probably have moved away from your hometown. You let me know. That's that Pisces South Node. Oof. So you're becoming more logical, analytical. You're becoming more like me. Just be kind to yourself. And you're very funny, Red Velvet. I like that. That's that genius mind. All right. Peace. And come back to my next live. I usually come on every Thursday. If I get the energy and stuff, I will get back to twice a week coming on live. But once I start in February, the Zoom meeting thing, I probably will just do every Thursday and just stick to that. But because the truth is busy. He's busy. He got his own acting schedule and stuff like that. So Thursdays is, when the truth can help his dad out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right, I'm out. I've got to go. Really? All right. Knowledge is Love, episode 36. Peace.